Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday night. So I wanted to do a video and talk a little bit about what makes today important. Today is Yom HaShoah, which is the day that the state of Israel publicly remembers the Holocaust. And this is considered, I think Yom HaShoah is considered by the Haredi community to be a secular holiday, similar, I would imagine, to Columbus Day or something to the like in America. And the Haredi community decides to mourn the Holocaust on Tisha B'av, which is basically the yard site of the temple, of when the temple was destroyed, and that's the day that we mourn for this. Now, I needed to say a few things because today also would have been my 12th wedding anniversary. From learning what the Holocaust was to begin with, put me on a spiritual journey that changed my life. And 12 years ago, on Yom HaShoah, I got married in the foothills of Jerusalem. Now, that marriage didn't last, but that's been happening a lot recently. The bottom line is, it was a visible reminder for me, that God is paying attention. Because my wedding date wasn't picked because it was Yom HaShoah. It just made more sense on the calendar for those who are familiar with Jewish weddings. It was God's pick to let me know that He's paying attention. And when it comes to paying attention, we have to take a look at the amount of things that have been broken as a result of the Jewish nation not paying attention. There were people who thought this Hitler man was a real danger, and nobody took them seriously. They were called crazy. Other people just weren't paying attention. They may not have been on their phones, but there were other things to occupy your mind other than cell phones if you wanted to get your mind off of the new dictator in town in the 1930s. This video has nothing to do with the president, by the way. So if anyone thought that that's where I was going with this, unfortunately, not today anyway. We have so many people that are not paying attention to how the Holocaust happened and how it was avoidable. And you take a look at the marriages in the Jewish nation that have broken. You take a look at the build up and the downfall. You've got people converting, you've got people leaving, you've got people leaving secular lifestyle and making teshuvah. You've got people from Haimisha families who people with Mamisha Yichus that are leaving and choosing secular lifestyles, so people that should know better. So it seems like the ones that should know better are running away, and the ones that don't are coming because of the faith and staying because not of only spiritual fulfillment, but we need something in the religious community that we were lacking, and that the Bali Tshuva movement has been able to slowly start to rebuild. That was our people paying attention. We need to understand that to live in an era of the Messianic time, to live within that blessing and to live within that reality where the Beis HaMikdash will stand, we have to be ready and prepared to be the moral authority of the entire world. The moral authority of the entire world as it stands is unfortunately the Catholic Church. And today, when we remember the Holocaust, we should take into consideration they weren't paying attention. And when they did, they didn't care. It wasn't relevant. It was just those Jews. And now, if you're paying attention, you will see historically both Jewish enemies Both nations of people that have tried to harm us, wipe us out, whatever, stomp us out, whatever the case may be, are killing each other in Europe in front of our faces. If you're paying attention, that is really what's happening. Sure, it's started to happen in America, but this has been going on in Europe for a minute. Two nations who both agree they hate us are now in trouble with each other. Isn't that interesting? If anyone is paying attention. Too many things have happened that has led this world to the fact that we can even still be in exile. It is embarrassing that we are in exile still. It is ridiculous. We have people who deny the Holocaust, and that's an outrage to some. Is it? Why? Syria, 10 years ago, was a country, and people lived there. Syria, today, is a pile of shit. And we let it happen. So if you don't understand how people could deny the Holocaust, we allowed Syria to crumble to shit, to nothing. People fled Syria by boat to go to the shores of Europe where the Nazis murdered Jews. 80 years ago. 81 or 82 years ago. That it was their nearest refuge. So it's believable that people would deny the Holocaust because we watched Syria fall to pieces and we let that happen. We need to pay attention to what is going on in the world, because there may not have been another Holocaust the way that Auschwitz and the Jewish Holocaust and the World War II occurred. There may not be, it may not have been like that, but we've let go a lot of little ones. And today, for me, what's sad is I remember the people who died, and I learned about them, and I learned how to live. And when I got married at 22 years old at the foothills of overlooking the foothills of Jerusalem on Holocaust Remembrance Day, to a marriage that broke in the remnants of a broken city under the shells of the Second Temple, we have to remember that we're in exile, and the Holocaust happened because we're in exile. The Holocaust happened because we weren't paying attention. We were not focused. We lost sight of our goal. Our goal to live in the Messianic time is not just to pray it into be, but to be able to live there, where there's no such thing as a Holocaust ever to any nation of people again. We are watching the downfall in front of our very eyes of the whole Christian infrastructure. That's not my opinion. I can show you the MLS. You have any idea how many churches are on the market? A church can't stay open if it doesn't have congregants. We are watching the world change to unite as one love under one God. And we are seeing that reality unfold if we're paying attention. We have one of two extremes. People like me who are laser focused, and people who might not know how bad it is in Syria and might doubt the heinousness of the Holocaust because they're not paying attention and they don't even care. And most of the time, those people don't believe in that God in the first place. That's our fault too. We are supposed to be a light unto the nations. That means the nations are mentally, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually, our responsibility. That is what it would mean to be a light unto them. You know, we're going to be a light unto you. Well, we haven't done nearly enough because Syria fell down. The temple still is destroyed. Something has to be done, and we need to remember, and we need to cry. And I see no reason why remembering the Holocaust should be lumped in to Tisha B'av. Because both are so fucking terrible, we should have two separate days to cry about them. And to remember that one has to do with the other. If we were dedicated to rebuilding that temple, if we were dedicated to being a light unto the nations, the Holocaust would not have happened. It would not have happened. We cannot let this happen again. I find it fit to celebrate both holidays because we just need constant reminding that no matter how good it is, no matter how great it is, and we're supposed to be happy, we are supposed to embrace the good, but we are to remember that we are a nation in Gullus, that our purpose is to be a light unto the nations. We need Nevi'im in the world, prophets. We need the Beis HaMikdash to stand, to be that, for God to reveal the Messiah to the world. There is too much religious confusion. That is our fault. We have to fix this. We need to remember both days because it's happened again and again and again. And it's been not by us. Well, they're going into shuls now and shooting people dead. Is it by us yet? So they're not big enough today to put Jews in a concentration camp again. Syria's in shambles. Syria was a real country. Syria wasn't like a pile of dirt. There was people there, and internet. I'm saying it wasn't a pile of rubble. Neither was Europe. We keep saying we don't understand and what can we do, and we're watching things fall apart. Well, instead of watching them fall apart, maybe we need to be more focused and doing everything we can to rebuild the temple and bring about Mashiach so there will be no more mishaps like Syria or sex abuse all the fuck over the place. There will be no more Holocausts. We have been given a Torah. We have books of prophets that tells us what we need to do to live in the Messianic time. And it gives us a few outcomes of how to get there. And we keep choosing the hard way because Syria fell apart. Because people are coming into with guns in shuls and churches and mosques and murdering people. Black people are being shot by police. This shit is real. And that is the aftershock to the major earthquake that is Gullus. That's just the tsunami that hit. That wasn't the main event. That's not the biggest evil there is. We need to give a shit. Yes, we need to celebrate Yom HaShoah. Cry all day if you have to. 6 million Jews we know about died. How many other minorities were murdered? Yes, we need to remember them today. And we need to embrace education, love, companionship, and everything that we can to be a light unto the nations. And maybe think about, because it's different to all of us, God speaks to each of us on our own level, in our own language and understanding, and on the things that touch us most. Maybe we need to think about what those things are that we think would make the world a better place. And ask God how to help you do them. Pray for the people who do them. Because we have to remember the Holocaust. Because Syria fell down. North Korea is a mess. and too many people are dying, there has to be a special day to remember these tragedies, because they just keep occurring, and we just can't allow this to continue happening. We have a God that can do anything, everything. There is nothing imaginable. Hashem, the God of the Torah, the God of the Jews, the God of any Bible, there is nothing that God can't do. And if we were all willing to cry hard enough and scream loud enough and actually do the things we're supposed to do to be a light unto the nations, he would give us the Beis HaMikdash as a gift, as a reward. It says in the book of Yehezkel, I can't think of it. I'll take a picture after and post it below. But the reason that we needed, when Hashem spoke to Ezekiel and he gave us the blueprint for the Beis HaMikdash, that if we should know that the blueprint for the Beis HaMikdash, if we should know what it looks like, it will be as if we built it. The first two have been torn down that were made by man. I would like to just see enough good behavior that we could have this one given to us for free. I bet you couldn't break the Beis HaMikdash if it was built in heaven and brought down from the sky down to the earth. I bet that would be an indestructible building. I'm gonna pray for that understanding of the miracle, because humans are not. We're not Jewish people. We're not doing the things that we need to do. And for the souls that died in the Shoah and have come back to fight this war again, you need to do that for them. For your grandparents who are still alive with numbers on their arm, you need to do that for them. And the Holocaust was so bad that even people who were involved with the SS are telling their stories because they don't want people to think the Holocaust never happened. We need to remember the Holocaust, especially today. We need to remember the Holocaust, especially on Tisha B'av. But we need to think about it at least once a day. Even if you give it 2 seconds of thought and time in your mind, give it. To remember how far we've come, but how much further we have to go. Because we have a God who told a whole sefer to Ezekiel of the good things that he wants to give us, not just the bad things. Jeremiah 32, when it talks about Hashem uniting all people and uniting all one love and one God and inscribing the Torah on our heart, that sounds like a really nice world to live in. So let's give a shit and pay attention and try to live there, because he told us when he told Ezekiel that he wants to give it to us. And even if we should know what it looks like, it will be as if we built it with our bare hands. What a reward. The only thing bigger maybe than the ocean splitting in half would be the Beis HaMikdash falling from the heavens down to the earth onto the Temple Mount. People who are atheists or Christian or Muslim or whatever, they don't know anything. They don't know what they're missing because they don't believe enough in a God of any kind, usually for good reason, to understand that there are miracles that are going to occur that they could be praying for, and they don't know how great they are, or they can't believe. We need to help not only our fellow Jews, our fellow person believe. We need to make that our responsibility. The Holocaust should never be forgotten and never again happened, but it already has, because while we look at the Syrians as Arab or Muslim, how do we know they're not members of our lost tribe mixed in, living there in a militant, war-torn country like in Africa or in Syria? How do we know that? It could be our lost exiles in there. We need to care. You're supposed to care about your brothers. Okay, these are the brothers we know about. These are the brothers and sisters we know about. What about the ones who don't? It's one thing to say it in the Amidah as a part of prayer. It's another thing to think about it, meditate on it, and want it to happen, and to pray for it on your own volition, in your own time, in your own space. When you could ask God for anything, ask him to gather the exiles and bring the Messiah at least once a day. Please. And I'm going to wish you all a good night. But we need to work together. We need to care. We are still in Galus. And for someone who learned about the Holocaust and found their faith through the ashes of dead people, I can tell you, you will never understand what the tools that God will use to put you, them, us, we in a situation to save the life of another human being. And what I think is interesting is I went to a little artsy-fartsy store today and I found something from a railroad, and I wasn't really paying attention when I bought it earlier today that it was Yom HaShoah, but it looks a lot like a tent pin, doesn't it? It's what they hold the train tracks down with. And what I found odd is for Purim, I was Yael from the book of Judges, and I couldn't find anything that looked like a tent pin. So I didn't have a weapon for my costume. But I found one today on what would have been my 12th wedding anniversary on Yom HaShoah, and I converted to Judaism by way of learning what the Holocaust was, and they couldn't get there without being on the tracks. And this is the nail that held it down. Not specifically, but the type of nail that held those train tracks down. I found this today. Everything happens in the right time. And if we're smart, and if we're wise, we pay attention when we know that God is talking to us. And everything comes at the time that we need it, at the time that we deserve it, and at the time that we're able to hear it. But we need to be willing to open our minds and our hearts to hear it. That the message is real, and this is going to happen again and again until we make it our responsibility to live, to bring the Beis HaMikdash from the sky to the ground. We want that miracle, because everybody who doesn't believe, they'll believe that day, won't they? That's the miracle that we should be praying for. That miracle doesn't just pull us out of exile. It guarantees us never the Holocaust again. There will be no religious condition. It guarantees us world peace for all of us. Let's do that. God bless. Should this never be necessary again, please God that we should heal and grow and learn, and let's work together and bring the God-blessed Beis HaMikdash to the fucking ground already. Let's do this. We can. And we will. Have a good night.